Hey, podcast community, Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete and lifestyle coach. Feel lonely. It is real. It is part of the entrepreneurial journey. And that journey is sometimes lonely. We want to encourage you to not do it alone because together we're better. Together in community of freedom builders, people that want that freedom, want to work on it, and want to do it with each other. Scan this QR code. There's a gift for you, but I want to give you something very special because if you can recognize in business generating demand is leads, creating cash flow and doing it in a thriving community like our Skool freedom community. The future is bright. Your future is abundant. Entrepreneurship is tough. Like my friend posted on LinkedIn about the loneliness that comes. Some of this is from his information. So I'm going to go to it right now. I want to give you some insights into that journey. So if you find yourself around people, but not having the kind of people that will pour into you, the kind of people that are working on their journey of freedom, and will support you, challenge you, and we can even coach you, but join our freedom community. Come in. You're one of us. If you're on that entrepreneur journey and you feel alone at times, you don't have to. You can activate a community of builders, of freedom builders. Okay, let me go and share my screen and give you some good information to process and to share because we're always growing, always growing. There we go. Okay, let me go and I'm going to make this a little bigger. Hold on, not the right one. Let me see. All right, let me make sure I have, okay, there we go. Okay, now, the struggle, the silent struggle, moving from isolation of entrepreneurship to an engineering of freedom. I thank my friend Craig, who will be on my podcast soon, for planting this seed because we all kind of feel it. We don't know how to express it because we're around people. We think we're on a journey with people, but those aren't always the kind of people that are going to be on your path of freedom. You want to be around like-minded people. Yes, you can be around people, but be around people that challenge you, give you good ideas, allow you to be with, as we say in Rotary, our people. Okay. You are surrounded by people, yet completely alone. Most people don't talk about this part of running a business. From the outside, everything looks fine. There is no obvious crisis. But inside, you are the one making all the calls. You are carrying out the responsibility entirely on your own. There's a movie I was watching, and the person who is always making all the decisions, she's talking to a guy, and she says, "Hey, I'm tired of making decisions. You make some." And that's how we almost feel at times. Like we just want to take a break and maybe ask a person, maybe be around people. Do you ever go through this situation? You ever feel this way? And the people that you're asking, are on the same journey as you. So they can relate to you, they can connect to you, they can appreciate you. It's crazy. You can be surrounded by people all day and still feel like it's all on you. The 3 a.m. wake-up call. Am I doing it am I doing the right thing? Why does this feel harder than it should? How am I making payroll this month? What if I fail? These kind of thoughts are real, but it's okay to have them, but don't feed them. Somebody said to, I don't even remember who it was, if you're stuck, it's okay to get stuck, but it's not okay to stay there. You got to keep moving. So you can have these thoughts. And when you're in our community of freedom builders, you can ask those questions to somebody and you can get it out of your head and get it into people that are on the same journey as you. It isn't a sharp pain, but it's never ending, constant, low pressure pain. And you can't stop thinking. But if you can get it out, that's why in our community, we give you 2 of my best courses, High Performance Mastery, and it's a 12-session course, and Podcasting for Freedom. When you can get those thoughts out on paper, there's freedom to it. There's freedom of thought. There's freedom of just how you express yourself. Journaling has been the best thing I have done. You are not broken. Most business owners don't struggle because they are incapable. They struggle because they are carrying too much alone. That's why our coaching is set up on a monthly low investment in you. So you have somebody to help craft your strategy, to meet with you on a regular basis and keep your cash flow positive. Keep it going, because you've got to be very careful how you spend your money in your entrepreneur journey. Always invest in yourself. You'll never go wrong if you invest in yourself. Now, people will say, I bought this program and you didn't do anything with it. That's not the program's fault. You didn't activate it. If you're buying something, do it. Put it in play, activate it. Investment in you is always going to be good. You might be thinking no space to think, no sounding board, no clarity. Just noise, urgent, and another 10 decisions to make tomorrow. The problem isn't your mindset, it's your lack of a system. Everything is systems and processes. You want to do as much as you can on autopilot. Like, I wear the same thing, red. I have the same morning routine. Every morning I drink, I think, I write, I read, I plan, I implement. Every single day I drink, I think, I write, I read, I plan, and I implement every single day. Don't have to think about it. It's just a habit that gets created. That's one of my systems. Everything I have is systems, and I keep working on it. Your road to freedom starts here. Running a business is mentally demanding. Work on yourself. Your business won't grow beyond your personal growth. So if you're not reading books, being mentored, being coached, then you're going to fall behind, because the world's changing fast and there's more of a need for you to work on yourself. Acknowledging that is the first step. The second step is realizing there's a designed path out of the noise. Transition from accidental success to a designed life. The engineering of freedom. You can see our flywheel, growth day. That's our habit. We do the 5 to thrive. Every morning, I listen to Brendan Bouchard. Every morning, I'm taking an assessment. Every morning, I'm answering a specific question. Each morning, I'm putting a list together, and I have a related video to that. So I get my fuel first thing to not only create the habit of starting off with the best mindset, but start off growing, start off learning. And if you do that every day, that's your system of learning, growing. Second one is community. Now, we talk about the Skool community because
inside the Skool community, which is free. So if you go to the QR code, scan it, join us. Like-minded people striving for the 6 freedoms that we focus on: time, health, wealth, travel, creative, and location. All these we're working on. Everybody's working on these freedoms. You're doing it in community. Together, we're better. Together in community, you will thrive. And so when you have the community, then you work on your freedoms. Like I just said, the 6 freedoms. And the center of that, the nucleus of that, is you working on yourself, learning and growing. And growth day is part of that. Your daily discipline, I just talked about that, but the flywheel begins with your habits, growth day. So it's 5 to thrive. 5 habits. I listen to Brendan. I answer a thought-provoking question. I go into putting my list together. I listen to another short video related to the topic, and then I score myself. And then there's a final question about gratitude. What am I grateful for today? If you don't ground yourself in gratitude, it's easy to get distracted with the world, with what's going on. It gets really crazy and wonky out there. So the flywheel begins with the habits, which is growth day. Daily discipline creates capacity. When you systematize your personal growth, you stop reacting to business and start driving business. I call it focused learning. There's plenty of information out there. But if you're just one to listen to information without a purpose, without a plan, you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to waste a lot of your time. Time is crucial. That's why we focus on time freedom. I work on 3 5-hour days. So I get 3 days in one. Most other people get 1. So I'm getting 21 days in a week. Most are getting 7. But that's working on a system, batching the time, making sure your calendar is everything where you can see everything. You plan your day. When I'm putting the 5 things I'm going to do, I start with the beginning, get that one done. No matter if it takes all day, get that most important thing instead of just getting that dopamine hit that you got something checked off. You can check off activities, and that can be your busy work. But is that the priority that you need to lead that abundant life, to get those things done? So always think about that priority. Is this the most important thing I can do now? Asking yourself that question can help you make better choices. The input. The results. Capacity creates time, wealth, and health. If you have enough time, you'll invest in yourself. You'll be able to learn and you'll be able to grow, but you have to have that ability to prioritize that. I didn't start off 3 5-hour days in one. I always was pretty good in the productivity area. But when I shifted to batching time, taking those breaks, like every 15 minutes, taking like a Pomodoro break, where I get up, walk around, do a few, what I can exercise, but reset the brain, arrange some things, just do some things to break up. Because when you don't have that, your brain will start getting fatigued. Like, oh, I got to work 6 hours straight without breaks. Well, your brain ain't gonna help you there. You're gonna find yourself in the weeds a lot in your mind. When you have mental clarity and physical energy, which is your capacity, you generate tangible results. The freedoms, they aren't just perks, they are the metrics of a health system. Okay. Sustainability, the community. It's all about the community. Hanging out with like-minded people,
building your relationships, making more connections, going on a journey with like-minded people. That's what's possible in our school freedom community. Just go scan up there, and when you scan it, you're going to get $400 worth of value in my two most valuable courses: High Performance Mastery, where we're going to talk about clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. Then we're going to get in the mastery part of physiology, psychology, purpose mastery, productivity mastery. And you're going to get these in 12 modules. A $300 value, you get that for joining. We want to reward you for taking that first step. You'll also get journaling for personal freedom, where you can learn how to activate that journaling muscle. When you do, get ready for some freedom. Freedom of clarity, freedom of thought, freedom of ideas, freedom of expressing yourself on paper, getting those thoughts out of your brain onto paper wires your brain in the most beautiful way, and that's possible. You don't consume mentorship. Your wins become the blueprint for others. This eliminates the isolation. You are no longer the only one carrying the responsibility. When you share your goals, you can have people support you. You don't want to be the best kept secret. Like, I don't want to tell anybody. When we get into that mindset, we're afraid of being judged. So we allow that thought process to dominate our behavior instead of you leaning in, sharing, telling people what your goals are, what you want, so people can support you. Share in the community what's going on. The 3 pillars of success. Without demand, you have a hobby, or you have a business that's about to go out of business. Because a lot of people make the mistake of focusing on supply. Got to get my product right. Got to get my brochure. Got to get my whatever you're doing. You're focusing on the supply instead of the demand. It's like you hear it like a side gig. I'm going to be a woodworker. And you ask family, hey, what would you pay for this? And they say, $40. And so you think, well, gosh, if I do 10 of these a day and sell them, that's $400. The wrong thinking, because maybe the person telling you they'd pay $40 is not what they really would pay. Say, what would you pay for me to give that to you? If they say $40 and give you $40, then you got something valid. But your friends and family might say, just telling you they'll do it. But until you exchange money, until you have demand for that product or that service, you just have a hobby. Now, hobbies are fine, but don't confuse hobby with business. Your business has to create cash flow. You have to create demand. The more demand you have, the more cash flow you have, and the better the thriving community is possible. It's all possible through intentional personal growth too. But you got to have the cash flow, time freedom, the ability to step away from the machine, stopping no more than 3 a.m., the freedom to think, plan, and simply be. Time freedom is the most beautiful thing. How you can, if you're like me, all of a sudden, grandkids come over. If I have time freedom, I can enjoy them. If I'm so busy, I don't have time for the important things in my life, I don't have time freedom. Wealth freedom. I want you to think about wealth this way. To be wealthy doesn't mean you have to have $1 trillion or $1 million or $1 billion. You have to have enough money coming in, reoccurring, whether it's through investments, whether it's through reoccurring income, whatever it is. If your overhead is 5,000 and you can have 7,000 coming in reoccurring, you're free. You're financially free. And you know it's going to come in at the beginning of the month. Regardless, you are free. And that's the kind of wealth freedom we help our community with. Not that you have to be a millionaire. You just have to be free enough to be you and to have the money covering the overhead so you're not concerned. You don't use any of your brain energy wondering where the next paycheck's going to come or revenue's going to come, because you have it set up to be reoccurring, and you know overhead is 5, I have 7 coming in, I'm golden. I can be who I want to be. I don't have the worry or the concern about paying the bills or paying the rent or whatever it is. Location freedom. The business lives in a cloud, not a cubicle. Whether you're at home or halfway across the world, the capacity to lead remains unchanged. My friend Craig can work anywhere in the world because he set up his business to have location freedom. I could do business in Paris. I could do business in Costa Rica. I could do business anywhere there's an internet connection. I could do my podcast. I could do my coaching. I could create my courses anywhere in the world. That's location freedom. Creative freedom. You want to be you. You want to create. I always like to say you have consumption, TikTok videos, watching TV, and the average person watches 4 hours of TV and scrolls 2.5 hours, 6.5 hours. That's consuming other people's lives. You want to create your life. What can you create? Taking that 6.5 hours, what could you do to create? My friend Christy, who is the wife of Stephen, she's an artist. She creates magical workshops for seniors and people that want to get together and create. That's what she loves to do. She wants to do more of that. That's leaning into creativity, leaning into being creative, and have the freedom to do that as much as you possibly can. You're in your genius zone when you're in your creative zone. That gives you the freedom to love what you do because you love creating. Health freedom. My friend Crystal Duke, a health and fitness coach, she's always working with her clients to help them prioritize their health. Because if you don't prioritize your health and your energy, then when you lose it, nothing else matters, because you only get one body. You only have an opportunity to generate that, and you have to prioritize health. Going to the gym, I go 6 days a week. I prioritize it because I've stacked habits on top of each other. That's my time to learn, focused learning. I have to bike for 30 minutes, and I have to have a system set up. And I got to get my artwork here for my creative daughter who's teaching an art class at her school. And there it is, all printed out, creatively put together. So success is not worth a heart attack. The flywheel demands that your physical health is prioritized as a business asset, not a sacrifice. Travel freedom. Work anywhere and travel. The ability to explore the world without tether of anxiety, to present where you are, to be present where you are, knowing the system is working in the background. So when you're traveling, your business is on systems, doesn't break down. It's not dependent on you, because if you're the bottleneck, you can't travel and have that freedom.
So we set your business up. Go away, travel, see what happens to your business. If you come back and everything's gone south, you got work to do. If you come back and they say, hey, nothing, it was great, we did fine, you've done a good job of creating those systems, empowering your staff, and allowing your business to have that freedom for you to travel and enjoy. Activate your freedoms: time freedom, wealth freedom, location freedom, creative freedom, health, and travel. These aren't isolated goals. They are compounding results of the Freedom Builder system. Don't build alone. Join Freedom Builders. Go to our QR code, or you can, let me see if I have another one. Yeah, let me just go back over here. So let me see. You can go to pkme/Skool, Skool. Join our Skool community. Be around like-minded people. Work on these freedoms: time freedom, wealth freedom, health freedom, travel, location, and creative freedom. All freedoms. And it starts with your development, your habits. Work on yourself. For those that want to try out Growth Day, they can go to pk.me/Growth Day. You're going to get free courses for even trying it. So go in there, try it for 7 days, see if it doesn't make a difference in your daily routine. Put the fuel in your rocket. Join the Freedom community today. Scan the QR code. I think it is. Hold on here. I just came back from my Rotary. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. I was giving you the wrong one. Okay. Here. Okay. Here we go. Go to that QR code right up there, and you can join our Freedom community. Okay? I'm Pete Kane. Be bold. Make it.